Seiko fans have been asking the brand two simple things for the past couple of years: better quality control and a stop to the relentless price hikes that the brand has been doing. But sometime early last year, Seiko gave us the complete opposite. They released the newest Marinemaster, which was a reinterpretation of the legendary 62 Mass Diver. But it came with a price tag that made the entire watch community do a double take. I mean, $3,500 for a Seiko? That's entry level Grand Seiko or even Tudor Black Bay territory. It wasn't a bad watch by any means, but I think a lot of people couldn't stomach the fact that they'd have to spend that much money to get a watch that says Seiko on the dial. And I was definitely one of them. So when I had the chance to get hands on with an affordable alternative that cost 5% of that asking price, I had to jump on it. And after spending a week with it, I'm convinced that this is a watch Seiko absolutely wouldn't want you to know about. Because the quality you're getting here for $190 is a direct challenge to the price of almost every modern Seiko diver out there. This is the Octopus Kraken Marinemaster homage. I got the black version, but you can also grab this watch in a vintage black, a blue, or even a white variant. Let's start with the first thing that blew me away: the case finishing. It's just incredible for the price. The brushing is fine and consistent, and you get these huge, aggressive bevels on the lugs that have almost mirror like polishing. All the transitions are incredibly crisp and defined. I mean, just look at how well the transitions and polishing are on the Octopus Kraken compared to my Seiko SPB453. It pains me to say that because the Seiko cost me almost $1,000, but I have to give credit where it's due. Size wise, you're getting a 39mm case, a 47mm lug to lug, and 12.5mm thickness. These are practically Goldilocks dimensions, and it's going to fit most wrists out there. I would have liked the case to be a bit slimmer, but the way the mid case is sculpted means it doesn't really look thick at all. Most of the thickness is on that case back, and it kind of disappears once the watch is on your wrist. The watch is also very comfortable to wear, and it just feels very well balanced. The bezel insert is black PVD plated, featuring crisp white 60-minute markings. The bezel itself has 120 unidirectional clicks, and the action is simply incredible. I mean, just listen to this. I'd say this is probably the best bezel action I've experienced on an AliExpress watch, and I've reviewed a lot of them. Unfortunately, I think they copied their homework a bit too closely. I'm sure you've probably heard of the running joke about Seiko's terrible quality control. If the bezel is misaligned, you probably have an original Seiko. Well, Octopus Kraken must have known about that because the loom pip here is also slightly misaligned at the 12 o'clock position. Now, this could just be a QC issue with my watch, but once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. The crystal is a flat sapphire with clear air coating, and the clarity is excellent. It looks like it's not even there sometimes, which is a good thing because it gives you an undisturbed view of that striking dial. That teak wood pattern on the dial is simply beautiful. It adds the perfect amount of texture and visual interest without making the dial look so busy. It looks black most of the time, but in certain light, it shifts to a very dark gray instead. All the dial elements are really well finished, even under macro. The applied indices are thick and chunky, and the handset has a nice combination of brush center and polished bevels. You also get a discrete date cutout at the 430 position with a color matched date wheel. Now, we can't talk about this watch without highlighting the octopus in the room, that logo. This is easily the most divisive thing about this brand. Every time I post a photo of an Octopus Kraken watch on Reddit, the main comments are always about the logo. I'm not the biggest fan of it either. It's not enough to put me off their watches entirely because their quality more than makes up for it. But I understand if that logo is a deal breaker for some people. If there's one thing they've always nailed though, it's the loom. And they haven't disappointed here either. The Swiss C3 Superluminova glows like a torch and it will easily last the entire night. It even outshines my Seiko SPB453, both in terms of brightness and longevity. It's crazy to think that back when I first started getting into watches, Seiko was the gold standard for lume. But it seems like these Chinese watches are now running circles around them at a fraction of the price. Powering this watch is the Seiko NH35 automatic movement. It hacks, it hand winds, and it's got a 41-hour power reserve. Does it compare to the 8L movement that you can find on the OG Marinemaster? Of course not. Not by a long shot. But you're getting a very reliable and easily serviceable movement that's probably going to last you years to come. The bracelet tapers from 20 millimeters at the lugs to 18 millimeters at the clasp. It's very comfortable, and the articulation is excellent, which lets it drape smoothly around your wrist. Unfortunately, once again, they copied their homework a bit too closely. The bracelet uses the dreaded pin and collar system that you'll find on many Seiko counterparts. It's a nightmare to resize, but on the bright side, you're only going to do that once. I just wish the bracelet had a bit more taper to it. I think a 4mm taper would make it look a bit more refined and feel a bit less bulky on the wrist. The clasp is milled and it has 5 micro adjustment positions, which is more than enough to get a perfect fit. But it is 2025, and at this price point, most Chinese watches are giving us clasp with on-the-fly adjustment. But to put things into perspective, Seiko's $3,500 Marinemaster comes with a stem clasp and a cheap-feeling diverse extension, which is the same clasp I have on my SPB453. So as much as I'm giving stick to the clasp on this Octopus Kraken, I'd say it's actually better than the clasp you're getting on the OG Seiko. We really have been spoiled by Chinese watches. If you love the Marinemaster design but you just couldn't justify that insane price tag, this Octopus Kraken isn't just an affordable alternative. It's an absolute steal. Yes, you're trading the 8L movement for the NH35, and instead of a Seiko logo, you're getting whatever this is. But for $190, this watch delivers the look and feel of a Marinemaster with finishing that's way better than it has any right to be. But what do you think? Does the Seiko justify the extra cost, or does this watch get you 90% of the way there for 5% of the price? And if you want to see another watch that's finished to an incredibly high standard, check out this video over here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.